There is a consistent tradition among Black feminists to remove the influence and the complete presence of Black males from their literature and from their concerns completely. The Black feminist literature of the 70s essentially removed the entire existence of Black males. Their only concern was for Black females and Black girls. The same is true of Black feminists today. For example, you got the Black Lives Matter movement. It was founded by Black feminists who identify themselves as queers. Now I want you to look at the Black Lives Matter website and you tell me, where in their literature do they express concern for Black males or Black boys? Now keep in mind, the founders admit to starting this movement in response to the killing of a Black male, Trayvon Martin. And if you click the link titled "What We Believe," you'll see all of their concerns are laid out categorically. Take a look at the section titled "Black Families." Now you would expect Black men to at least be mentioned in the Black family section, right? But read it. It says, "We are committed to making our spaces family friendly and enable parents to fully participate with their children. We are committed to dismantling the patriarchal practice that requires mothers to work double shifts, that require them to mother in private, even as they participate in justice work." What does this have to do with Black families? In their section on Black families, they attack patriarchy and speak in defense of Black women. This is classic, twisted Black feminist thought. Take a look at the section on Black villages. It says, "We are committed to disrupting the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement by supporting each other as extended families in villages that collectively care for one another, and especially our children, to the degree that mothers, parents, and children are comfortable." Now notice how they say mothers, parents, and children. Again, the Black male is removed. They didn't say mothers, fathers, and children, because that is the traditional family. And because these females are lesbian, they are against projecting a family structure involving mother, father, and children as the standard, right? They want a family structure that involves two lesbian parents to also be accepted as the standard Black family. So the role of Black fathers as a part of the Black family is not included anywhere on this website at all. Take a look at the section on Black women. It says, "We are committed to building a Black woman affirming space free from sexism, misogyny, and male-centeredness." Now, how do you respond to the killing of an unarmed Black male, Trayvon Martin, by starting a movement and making these statements? Right? What does this have to do with unarmed Black men being gunned down? Now, in one of the sections, they refer to Black men as brothers, but there is a catch. It is in the section titled "Transgender Affirming." It says, "We are committed to embracing and making space for trans brothers and sisters to participate and lead." And let me tell you, they don't mind Black men leading movements as long as those Black men are transgender or gay. And before you take that conclusion as speculation, click on their section titled "About Us" and read the second paragraph. It says, "It goes beyond the narrow nationalism that can be prevalent within Black communities, which merely call on Black people to love Black, live Black, and buy Black, keeping straight Black men in the front of the movement, while our sisters, queers, trans, and disabled folk take up roles in the background or not at all. Here you can clearly see they're taking a stance against the traditional role of straight black men being leaders. And just in case you think these feminist patterns are only seen among black lesbians, let's segue into this natural hair movement. I want to deal with that next because a lot of black men believe black women with natural hairstyles are the most down and pro-black sisters in the world. Not only are they often the most dedicated swirlers, but pay attention to their statements, to their comments, and you'll see that they credit themselves as being the originators of this natural movement. In their minds, black men had nothing to do with it. But we all know black men were the first ones to awaken black women to the physical and mental health benefits of going natural. Black women had several decades before the Black is Beautiful movement to start their own natural hair movement, and they never did. It was not until black men showed them the light that they were able to see. And between those movements of the 70s and today, there has always been a small sector of black women who were natural, who were out here promoting the decision to go natural. And yet today, in this natural movement, black women view black men as having no place or honorable mention in their movement at all. Again, remove the presence and influence of the black male. The phrase "Black is Beautiful" itself was coined by a black man, Steve Biko. But you never hear these black women even mention the name Steve Biko, even though he was instrumental in the Black is Beautiful movement. Virtually none of these natural black women know anything about him at all. But they all know who Madam C.J. Walker was. Right? The Black Panther Party was heavily influenced by Steve Biko, and they were a major force in the Black is Beautiful movement. They would travel city to city promoting black beauty, placing black women at the forefront of these movements. But the Black Panther Party gets no recognition in this natural movement. And the only time they give recognition to the Black Panther Party is when it is treated as a circus, as was seen in Beyonce's halftime show. It's all about black women putting themselves in the spotlight. Looking at that halftime show, you would think it was black women who started the Black Panther Party. But when you look at the original Black Panther Party, you always saw black women alongside black men. You saw black women following the leadership of black men. But today, in the tradition of black feminism, the black man and his influence has been removed. When you look at black women's social organizations, nonprofit organizations, now we're dealing with the everyday average so-called educated black female. Those organizations are always intended for black females. This despite the fact that they're always criticizing black males for being so much further behind them in education, in business, and other areas of development. None of these organizations even mention black boys or black men. Again, classic traditional black feminist thought. They even follow the same linguistic pattern seen on the Black Lives Matter website of saying black women, black girls, and their families. Not black men, not black husbands, not black fathers or black sons. The male gender is completely removed from all of their concerns. And we all know that many of these black women have sons, yet they're only willing to organize around the improvement of themselves and their daughters. While black men, on the other hand, have a long tradition of always including black women in their movements and in their organizations, oftentimes giving them top positions and oftentimes putting them at the forefront of their movement and organizations. The black woman is God concept came from who? Black men. Yosef ben Yachanan. Most of these black women who support this black woman is God concept never even heard of Yosef ben Yachanan. If they have, they don't know nothing about him. It was further promoted by other black men, Seti, Tahuti, others. And you see black women posting memes on Facebook, quoting a speech by Malcolm X about how black women are the least protected and the most disrespected. Again, another example of black men making black women one of their core concerns in their organizations. So I'm going to disagree with Malcolm X. In 2017, right now, the most disrespected people in the community are black males, black boys. The most neglected are black boys, right? And black people got the audacity to question Umar Johnson for focusing his attention on the development of black boys. And you wonder why so many black males are dysfunctional. And it is no surprise that several of these women have openly admitted to having an abortion because the baby was a boy rather than a girl. You have what is called sex-selective abortions, which is reported to be rife in the United States. Now, if you got a group who only express concerns about their daughters, if every time you create an organization, you're only concerned with black girls, when every time they post a picture of a child who they believe is cute on Facebook, it is a picture of a black girl, if they are involved in sex-selective abortions, considering all of this, which gender do you think they are going to abort? So black feminist thought is not something exclusive to black lesbians. Black feminist thought shapes the entire social paradigm of the black female population. And if you see black women who take a true stance against black feminism, they are the exception, not the rule. Stay tuned.